I guess you have your short sword and dagger
Yeah.
pulled out. Sure. Main hand attack. Go for it.
Yeah, the other one was also with... I have two daggers. One of them is inside him, and the other one is I have in my hand now.
Yeah. That's a hit with a 16. Very nice. So you finish off the goblin where he stands, and you go ahead.
When I see that he's down, I reach down, take the dagger, twist it around in his body to be sure that he's dead, and pull it out.
Oh yeah, his body quivers just a little bit as he just stops breathing and just is lifeless on the ground.
Vicious over there, like I had enough of your shit, and getting all vicious over there.
You got any, I don't think you got any movement.
Son of a bitch.
Whoa, I don't think you got any movement left, so looks like Malachi, you're up now. You guys are starting to get the hand on these guys, the upper hand.
Malachi just took a really nasty shot, so he reaches into his side for his healing kit for a ready-to-go poultice that he's had prepared for this, and starts treating his wound.
Okay. And you want to take any movement or anything, Malachi?
I'll stay right there. Good spot.
Okay.
Okay, well, assuming I can still see those goblins to the northwest.
You can, yeah, they're all kind of clumped up there.
The one on the right, I'm going to, once again, try to shoot.
Sure.
Let's see what happens this time.
I have confidence. That's a hit. It's a nice hit. Very nice. It is down. The goblin goes down. Where did you shoot that goblin?
This one, I just shot for cinema. I just shot him right in the chest, caught him right in his heart, like thunk.
Yeah. Very
enough
nice.
He had enough time to look at it and look down and realize, oh, I've been shot, and then go down.
As he just falls down.
No, he tried to pull the arrow out, and with that he was pulling the arrow out. He pierced his heart.
And I'm gonna move over there, so I'm kind of in front of Malachi.
The goblin just throws his hands up. He knows when he's been bested, and he's saying, "Goblin, don't attack! Don't attack! Splug your friend! Splug your friend! Splug his friend! Splug his friend!"
I'll tell them what he's saying. Like he's giving up. Apparently his name is Splug, but he's giving up.
Yeah, he drops his short bow.
Goblin?
Yes, I do.
Well, once he drops his bow, I go over, grab him by like the scruff, and walk him over to Arian and say, "He's your charge, then."
He's just kind of looking around. That's what it sounds like to everybody, but he's saying, "No hurt, Splug, no hurt, Splug."
Well, I will respond to him in kindly. If you don't want to be hurt, then you better be useful. Tell me.
Yes.
Tell me did you and your friends place this trap here?
Yes, Splug set trap. Splug, he moves over to the tree, and Splug, you can see where the actual trap was kind of tied to the tree and whatnot. So he basically deactivates the trap for you. And he says, "See, Splug good!
Oh, because if he didn't do it, I would have thrown him in his own trap.
So the trap is no longer active.
Okay, so Splug.
Yes.
Why did you set the trap, and are there more of you?
No, all friends dead, but there are more of us in castle. There are many more goblins in castle. Uh-oh.
You mean the keep up there?
Oh, and he turns around and points. Yes! Orcs! Giants! Ogres! Yes, yes!
What's he saying there, Arian?
He's saying there's many more of them. He says in the keep. He says orcs, giants, ogres, but I don't know if that's just him like embellishing their size since they're so small compared to the orcs.
I'm going to cast guidance on Arian while he's interrogating the goblin.
Alright.
Okay, so when I looked at the goblin again, I'm like, so what do you mean? Are there actual giants, or you're just saying that because the orcs are bigger than you?
No, giants! Orcs! Big! And he's trying to stretch his little arms up. Big! And he's like kind of jumping up and stuff. Yeah, big! They giants!
Is it
Okay,
having
now-
a bit?
He's trying to convince me that there are really giants there in the keep with the orcs.
Yeah, and he starts to pick up like a small little twig on the ground, and then he runs over to the road and he goes, "Splunk, show you!" And he starts to draw all these like little stick figures and whatnot. And he draws a stick figure like this as well. He says, "See, giants!
You think he's lying about there being ogres and giants in there, Arian? Or do you believe him?
We know the orcs are there. Oh wait, he drew something with 2 heads.
Giants!
Okay, so we know that the orcs are there.
giants?
Do I believe him? And can I recognize from that drawing? Do I know what would have 2 heads and not just realize that it's a? I know that it probably signifies that
You would know because yes, of your tracking and them being in the rolling hills and whatnot. Yeah, they are a creature of the outdoors. You would definitely know that it's an Ettin, especially when the goblin draws 2 heads. You immediately recognize yes. Now, also, I want you to put in the tower. Why don't you put an intimidation? Because I'm sure you're trying to. It sounds like you're trying to intimidate him a little bit. So give me an intimidation roll as well, and you'll also get the guidance check. It should work. There it is. Very nice. Oh man. Okay. Wow. What a time to roll a 1, huh? I hate to say, but what a time to roll a 1, huh? Oh my gosh. We haven't heard that yet today. I thought that would be nice today, even though it was a dice tower roll.
He goes into like a really squeaky sneeze and
Yeah.
he's interrogating the goblin.
So I'm all like, where is he? I mean,
Splug promises, Splug help! Splug help! Splug help! Yes! And he starts to clap his hands, and he's doing some somersaults in the sand, kicking up a little sand cloud, and he claps and jumps and throws his hands up. Splug help! Splug help!
and I would like, stop, be still, goblin, be still. And I'll tell the others, okay, that drawing I believe is not a giant, but I believe that there's an Ettin in there with the orcs.
There's lots, and he draws another figure.
Ask him about a cart of weapons, if he's seen that.
Ettin?
Is this one drawn bigger than the Ettin?
Wow, look at that axe I just drew. Hell yeah! Yes, it is a bigger image. Yes, much bigger. And then he says, "There are arc," and it's a little bit smaller than the Ettin.
Okay, so maybe there are giants there. He says, this is the orc. So I point to him, I point to the small one, I'm like, orc.
Yes! Claps his hands. Yes!
And then I point to the 2, and then, okay. And then I point to the really big one, and I say, giant?
Yes! Giant! Yes!
Okay, so
Yes,
I look at the others. Apparently, we're in for more than we expected. He says there are orcs, Ettins, and giants in there. And do I believe him, Dave?
Lots. And yes, give me an insight roll. And he says that there are hundreds inside of the fortress and inside of the underground layer that it has.
I am.
Yeah, you think
doubting
he's
a little
genuine
bit.
for sure. Yeah, you definitely think he
I'm
is.
doubting about it.
Did he say anything about a wagon full of weapons?
Let me ask him. So, look, Splug, has the orc recently brought in weapons?
Yes,
a wagon of weapons?
Just hour ago. Maybe hour ago. Yes. They found new weapons. New weapons for the orcs and for the Ettins. Yes. And they found someone captured. New capture. I think they eat him.
No.
Yes, they eat him. Yes,
oh, no.
Yes.
So I'm translating. I'm telling. I look back to Malachi. Yeah, they
Humans
found the
good.
weapons and captured. I don't think the old man took the weapons to them. I think they captured him and brought him there. Splug seems to think they're going to eat him.
Yes. They love human flesh. Yes. It's tasty.
Can you ask him where they took the wagon? As I recast guidance on you just in case you need it.
Yeah, he
Where
doesn't
did
know
they
that.
take the wagon?
He basically just tells you, they just took it to keep. I don't know.
He doesn't know. I get the feeling they were probably out here.
Yes, they were.
When they took the wagon in, so he doesn't know that information.
He says, yes, we're setting traps for more. Trap caught wagon. Yes. Yeah.
I'm doubting a little bit about it all.
Does this kid know how to count to rock?
Wait, does he know how to count to what?
Rock.
What do you mean by that? Clarify that a little bit more.
You know, like how some people say he doesn't know how to count to potato, meaning just so dumb doesn't know 1, 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm doubting about it all. So about
I doubt his numbers, but I doubt his numbers of there being many, but I don't doubt that there may be more than orcs in this keep.
Well, I mean, I'm believing that there are giants and so, but not the amount of numbers like he would suggest. Because otherwise, you would have seen orcs already on the outside of the keep, and so if it was so busy there.
Do they have a leader, and what is his name? Ask the goblin that.
What do you know the leader name there? Who's leading the group there at the castle?
His name is Grog. He big giant. He carry bolder than bag. He smash goblin. Just stepping on them. He's scary.
He's a giant named Grog.
Yes.
He threw a boulder at them. So he carries boulders in bag. I don't know what that means though, or if we can believe that. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Rock. There's ale.
Part of your nature, I'm not going to make you do a roll, but you would know this as probably a hill giant. And that's for you, Arian, because you are, one with nature. And what is your preferred terrain, or do you not get to choose the terrain till 2?
I haven't been able to. I can't choose a preferred
till 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. But yeah, it's just common sense for a tracker like yourself, because I know you're going mostly tracker anyway with your setup. So yeah, you know that. They do love to attack from distance with large boulders and smash people.
Arian, ask him if there's been other shipments of weapons coming here, or if it's just the one.
Have there been other weapons brought here, Splug?
Yes, we capture many wagon over time. Yes, we fortify army. Yes.
He says, do I believe him when he said, with that little laugh, do I believe him?
Yeah, you definitely believe him. Yeah, you think he is. You're starting to actually you're starting to love this guy. He tells you that he follows. He says, "You Splug's new master. Splug help you. Splug carry things. Splug cook for you. Splug do everything for you, master.
I don't think I want a goblin cooking for me.
Oh, well,
Splug kill you in your
goblins,
sleep.
good cook. Good cook.
He did say that they've captured wagons over time. They're outfitting, he says, in his words, outfitting armies. So I'm not sure how many of them are in there.
Okay, that's definitely cause for concern. The town will definitely be interested in this information.
Yes. We help Orc. Orc, and leader of Orc was Snaggletooth. And then giants came along, and Grog killed Snaggletooth, and now the giant in control of everything. And then the giant friends come.
Snaggletooth.
And the giants with 2 heads. Yes.
Well, apparently, as I translate this, like apparently the orcs had a leader, but the giants came in and killed him and took over. So,
Okay.
well, maybe there's just one giant. Not
No, many. Splug said many. Knucklehead.
Like what? What did you say, Spud?
Nothing.
I move towards him and I'm like lifting him up.
He sticks his tongue out at you. And then he kind of hides behind Arian. And he's like kind of clutching onto his leg, hiding behind Arian. Kind of like snickering and laughing at you, kind of pointing at you.
You goblin, if you want to make it through the night, you better say the truth.
He said, what he say? No, I know speak elf.
I say it in common.
I know understand that. But you guys translate it back and forth, and he says, "Tell him I no lie. I no lie. Splug no lie."
Do I believe him when he says he doesn't lie? He's not lying.
You believe everything that he says, yeah? You definitely do.
I have a reason to believe he's lying. So, Caleb, I think that he's telling the truth.
Yeah, you definitely think he does. You're actually certain of it.
Okay, one last question.
I'm not believing it, so...
He had a horrible roll. He had a 5
Does
insight roll.
Do the goblins and giants here have a repeat supplier of weapons, or do they just get all their weapons from raiding?
No, he basically tells you that it's from raiding, and the orcs want to be triumphant again, but something about Snaggletooth not wanting help from the giants, but the giants wanting to give the help anyway because the giants wanted part of the treasure. So that's when Gronk kind of, moved in and took Snaggletooth out. So.
Well, then now we come to the eternal question of adventures all over. What do you do with someone you've captured? What do you do?
Well, we can't let it. He knows we're here, so we can't let him go back to his people. So
he starts
we need to
looking around.
tie him up. Or not.
The question is, do we go back to town and build up more people for many? Or do we keep going forward with him at the front so he can disable what I'm sure is many more traps?
Well, maybe we should go lay eyes on this for ourselves if we can. Not necessarily engage, but to go and scout out before we go back to warn people.
Okay, I can scout it.
Okay, someone want to make a leash and a gag for the goblin?
Everybody's looking at the goblin. I know everybody's looking at Splug. And Splug is kind of like, you can feel Splug like kind of tightening his grip around your leg, Arian. And he says, What everyone do to Splug?
Oh, just try to keep you from running off and warning the others or from being too loud.
Splug don't run off. Splug no run off. He has a sort of like a choke collar around him. You could tie a piece of rope onto him if you wanted to.
I don't have any rope. Does someone have a rope?
Of course I do.
Craft a leash. Then maybe gag his mouth so he doesn't yell as soon as we come in sight of his companion.
Unfortunately, I don't have Crom to smell with this. But the rope I have.
Yeah, you tie some off. You cut some off. What, 10 feet, 15 feet? Tied around his choker. He says, Splug go nowhere. Splug help. Splug no like work. Splug no like giants.
Shut up.
And Splug no like elf. That elf there. He mean the Splug. I don't even know what he say. He mean he keep pulling dagger out and waving it around at me.
I was saying Goblin to Splug. I was saying Goblin to Splug. Yeah, I keep my eye on him also. Don't worry.
And I'm like, I'm taking my dagger and holding it in front of my throat, like.
His eyes are just getting big, man. He's got like this big old bulbous head, and his eyes are just whoop. They get big.
Well, so Splug, you'd better like act right and like keep on his good side, don't you think? I think he really wants to hurt you, and you being honest
You
and
saved
truthful is
Splug.
the only thing keeping him from that.
You saved Splug, right? You saved
As
Splug.
as long as Splug keeps acting the way he's acting, I will do my best to protect him.
I Splug cook. Splug clean. Splug do everything. Yes.
Okay, just be a good goblin.
And he starts
just
to
be a
like
good goblin.
he starts to like spit drool on your shoes and on your boots, and starting to take the pant leg. He like reaches up under your chainmail armor, your leather armor, and he starts like taking your undergarments and like wiping your boots
Oh,
clean.
Splug, no, stop.
See,
Not now.
Splug
No,
help!
stop.
Splug help!
I walk back to B
Oh,
real quick and say,
stop.
hey, let's check out these
Okay.
goblin corpses for anything of value before we move on.
Yeah, I don't want to witness this, whatever this is.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I was wondering if you guys were going to do that. And
Yeah.
Splug kind of tugs down at you, and he says, "Help yourself. Take everything. Splug don't want anything." He says, "Friend had magnifying glass," and he goes over to one of the archers that had shot you, and then he realizes that he's on that choker, and he gets out of your range, and he like kind of runs over really quick, and then he kind of yanks himself back. But you kind of go over there a little bit, and he pulls out a magnifying glass, and he tells you a little story of this magnifying glass was from a merchant that they had killed a couple of weeks back. But then he puts it up to his eye, and he goes, "It magic! It makes eye big!" And then he holds it up to his eye, and his eye is like the size of his head now because of the magnifying glass. And he says, "See? It big! I see forever." It is. But the magnifying glass does look like it has a value of probably about 125 gold.
Oh, nice.
Well, here, Splug, I'll take that and keep it safe.
See? Big eye! Magic! Magic!
Yes, magic. It's good magic. Yes, thank you, Splug.
Yes, yes! Unbelievable. So you guys are off towards the keep, or
I say in Alphen to Arian, I say, "Oh my God, you've got something on you now."
Did the other goblins have anything of value on them?
just the magnifying glass. And then he
Okay.
kicks the other ones and said that they were broke.
I'll grab some arrows from the other one and hand them to Arian and say, hey, do you need these?
Yes, I do indeed need arrows. Thank you for this. How
Yeah, the
many
goblins
could I- how
have
many
enough
could
to
I-
where, yeah, you guys can refill your quivers. So on your character
Oh,
sheet, just take all the
okay.
check marks away. If you guys have check marks, just take them off. You guys, the quality of those arrows will definitely fly in your bows, even though your bows are a lot better quality of the goblins' bows that they had. And then they have some ratty ass leather you know, some half-corroded scimitar. There's really nothing of any value that the goblins have. Just that beautiful magnifying glass. It's like a silver-handled magnifying glass. Splug loves it. He thinks it's magical because it makes the eyes of the goblins get really big, and he says that they can see forever.
Yeah, does it have any like writings or anything on it, or initials or anything?
No, none at all. Mm-mm.
He should pull out a picture of a beholder as he turns around with the magnifying glass.
Right? That would be great, wouldn't it? Holy cow.
Oh, see, I don't want to be walking next to a stinky goblin. He already smells enough. I don't want to be like next to a goblin who's pooped on himself. Thank you, no.
Well, can always kill him.
No kill Splug.
No killing. No
We're not
killing
killing
yet.
him now. We may not even kill him at all. Watch it.
Might actually kind
And I
of.
hope he eats down the truth, because otherwise...
Well, if you kill him, you won't know.
I'm sure the town would like to interrogate him in far more detail than we have.
Yeah, that's possible too. Let's
Yes,
Maybe,
please.
maybe just a few minutes.
yeah, let's take a potty break, shall we?
A couple of minutes, yeah.
All right, cool. All right, let's do it. So you have this goblin in your position, Splug. He is totally infatuated with Irian. You guys see this massive blood skull castle in the distance. You know, you notice that the path leading up is about 20 foot wide, and it's like a 200-foot long ramp that's leading right up to the top of this fortress. The walls are intact, like I said. You know, the walls are definitely broken down. You see, you know, one door's kind of leaned off on one side of the keep. But you really can't see inside. Now, you also notice that on each side of this ramp is a steep ravine that falls down into mist, and you can't even see the bottom of this, the bottom of the ravine through the mist as you kind of glance over. You do not see the bottom. You know, you don't. A couple of weird things as well. I know you guys would be looking around. You don't see any lookouts on the walls. You don't see any guard patrol at the front gate. You don't see any movement at all. Except for one thing. Caw! Caw! There's a circling raven that is circling over you, and it's just cawing. And then it caws again. Caw! Caw! And then it starts to descend down towards you. It doesn't look like it's being threatening in any way. It's not a giant roke or anything. It's just a black raven that's circling, and then it kind of flies around you. You know, and it's... You don't trust anything, Keelan. You don't trust anything. And this raven is circling around you. And
as we are walking that way, I am going to ask Caleb, what is it he has against goblins? Because he seems to have a distinct dislike of goblins.
Well, if you want to know, I was going to do some shady deals with goblins, but they all, yeah, they ratted me out. So if I have to trust one more goblin, it will be.
Caw! Many orcs! Bark! Many orcs! Bark! Ogres! Bark! Giants! Bark! Human in cage! Human in cage! Oh yeah, yeah. This raven is just kind of following, you guys are following around. It's just kind of circling you, just probably about 10 foot in the air. And it's just, bark! Human in cage! Human in cage! Bark! Arr!
Any of you guys have a pet raven or something?
Not I.
Nope.
Have you seen anything like this, Arian?
Weapons on cart!
Okay, now I'll take a chance, Dave.
Sure.
the Raven just flapping around.
It is.
I'll actually put my arm out and up and see if it'll like come down and land on my arm.
Sure, it does, and it flutters and goes down onto your left